So this is the mighty Mississippi. I grew up on the Mississippi. And this whole weekend is about building relationships and just giving and connecting with others. And I found out literally the secret to my success and other people, to connect with people, to get more sales, anything, it comes down to giving and having that authentic relationship in business, friendships. And in the long run, it does help you. It really is true. The more you give, the more you get back in return. And that's what we're gonna go over this weekend. And we're gonna be in my neck of the woods, literally in my neck of the woods.
So here's a lesson for everybody. The power of networking, right? So we are, I don't know where we are. We're lost somewhere in Iowa.
I'm from Iowa and I don't even know where we're at.
Where we are, at least we're in Iowa.
Okay, yeah. We know we're in Iowa because there's corn. The power of networking though, why don't we just either call someone or use the internet to figure out where to go?
We just look at the truck and it says north. We
know
we gotta go north.
The truck says north. I thought it says FM.
We're going forward, that's what that means.
Okay.
We're roughly 35 minutes away from my hometown.
And if it's not the Holy Cross,
Then we'll just go to the next town. And we'll keep going north.
I'm telling you, I joked about it, but we're gonna end up in Canada.
I went down memory lane while driving to my hometown of Garnavillo, Iowa. We stopped at the Adams Ice headquarters where I worked with my father growing up. He started the business in 1986, and we have been selling ice there ever since. You know, we do 70% of our annual sales between Memorial Day and Labor Day due to the high demand in the summer. It's a fun business to be in. Well, in the summer months anyways. Afterwards, we went on an airboat ride across the river to one of the bars we deliver ice to in Wisconsin called Luck of the Irish. They are known for their tacos and bomber burgers, so we stopped in to grab a bite to eat.
Just like going through money. It's like, rah, rah. Talk about investment. You know how many people blow their money in Vegas? Like when I go in, I know I'm gonna spend X amount of dollars and it's just for entertainment.
Yeah.
And I'm not expecting to make a lot of money. Maybe that's a bad mindset, but like.
I met a couple brothers who had saved up like $15,000 each, and by the
And they
time
went and gambled it?
well, that was the purpose, and they were mostly through
$3?
it in like less than a week.
Well,
Have
Dad,
you learned your lesson yet?
I think my investment time is over.
Yeah.
$6, $7, $8.
Oh boy, you're gonna enter big someday, son.
Hit or big now.
We had a blast on the mighty Mississippi River riding on my dad's airboat. It was quite the adventurous ride. Next, we head to my house where Dave and I play some pool in my basement and talk about our viewpoints on money and the secret to our success.
Most people just instantly think of money, but money is just a tool.
It's only one
It's
option.
only
It's
one
only
option.
one of the ways of
Yeah.
many.
The problem is so many people go straight to the money. They think that, I mean, money does help things.
Oh,
but
sure,
I'm just
sure.
saying
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm
that
not
that's-
against
they
money
think
at all.
The money is the only way.
Yeah.
There's other ways. I mean, come on, as an entrepreneur, a lot of the deals I've done and a lot of things I've done, if I had to pay for it, it would cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. I learned how to add value and not pay for anything.
Yeah. You could
Is it
say
really-
this is the secret to my success,
This is literally the secret to my success.
and then walk away
This-
thinking that you didn't tell them the secret.
This is literally what has got me to where I am. This has led me to the big deals I've done. This has led me to my own show. This has led me to being in the film Thinking Rich, and hopefully Emmy in December. How did we connect? You reached out to me. You offered value to me. You helped with the event. You didn't get anything in return. But now, well, look what happened. You were part of the second event. Now you're here to speak. you're associate producer of Ambitious Adventures, or really good friends. That's the secret to success. That's simple. That is like, that's all I got. Like, if people do that, they can't fail. The problem is most people won't do it.
Even hopefully as you say it, it reminds you, but also like hearing you say it, it reminds me, because I believe that, you know, and sometimes you need to hear the things you believe again and again and again, so that you can reaffirm your commitment to
When
to
you
that.
restate something, it's like when you teach people something, you learn it more. That's when you know you're mastering it. It's one thing if you can do it, but if you can teach others to do it, then you really know you can do it. Let's talk about travel. You get on trains and go to places where a random person tells you to go to. What did you get out of that?
For me, it's an opportunity to really interface with the world. I grew up really shy. So much of my life when I was younger was in my head, and so much of the world was just inside of my body. When I travel, I get to kind of interface with the world and connect with people and connect with real life in a three-dimensional way that maybe for the first part of my life was non-existent. I think actually when you face things, when you fear something, it actually keeps you from a part of life that others can enjoy. And when you face your fears, it actually opens up more of the world to you, and it actually frees you to enjoy what maybe we were made to enjoy.
So today you were freed by going on the airboat ride.
Well, at the time I wouldn't think I was being freed, but I think in retrospect, definitely.
Like, what do you envision for your life?
I'm super passionate about building communities that are also really generous. So communities of people that come together that want to be of a blessing or be of value to other people. So what you're doing when you are investing in the people in your mastermind, you are growing a community, and those people, they are involved in projects and companies that help other people. So you are growing a community that actually catalyzes generosity.
That's the thing I love about you, is the way you put things is in a different perspective than how I would look at it. But it makes you think about, wow, that's actually what I'm doing, but I never really thought of it that way.
Before we picked up the mastermind group, I took the guys out for breakfast at Thomas Cafe in Garnavillo. They have the best breakfast around, with pancakes that are so big they barely fit on your plate. Everyone thought I was joking when I told them I was driving the bus to the cabin. Little did they know, I've been driving trucks for years in the ice business.
You're driving? You're gonna Class A CDL. I've done this plenty of times.
It was a long scenic bus ride to the cabin. We drove by lots and lots of corn. This cabin is in a remote area, with the nearest town being 10 miles away. This location makes it perfect for having a mastermind unlike any other.
See, you can trust me.
Everyone got introduced to my parents and my friend Ronnie, who is the cook for the night. After some drinks and taking a break, we jumped right into our first activity of the weekend.
Welcome, this is Iowa. I want to do this because it's different. You know, I've put on different events, and anywhere from 500 people to seminars, and being in round tables where we've done for Kevin Harrington, where it's literally like just chairs, and one of those masterminds we did, the guy that he partnered with did 30 million with a product that he partnered with. I didn't get a percentage. I wish I would have on that deal. But we've done a lot of different things. I want to do something different. What I found out, and I hope you guys all take this away, and I'll talk about in a bit what we're going to actually focus on this weekend. If you create an experience for somebody, if you do something fun, you make it entertaining, people will work with you. People just want to have fun. I mean, we just want to have fun. We want to enjoy ourselves, but we want to learn in the process. This weekend, we're focusing on connecting with people and building relationships. Connecting with people, events, just connecting with anyone, top influencers. And by the way, if you haven't talked to David Francis, our speaker for the weekend. David is, I would consider like a good friend, mentor. The way he connected with me, and he actually got into my network, and we became acquainted, was through what I'm going to share with you, what people do to connect with anyone. Relationships are everything. People buy from people. People build their own tribes. You can literally, if you find a niche and you have 1,000 raving fans, that's $1 million or multi-million-dollar company, just 1,000 people. Somebody that says, oh my God, that person changed my life. That person is
the person that like helped me with this. They will go to wherever we say to put something on. You just need that loyal following. And when you do that, it'll multiply. So what I want to really cover is building relationships. And I'm going to share stories with you of what I've done. You ever notice when you state something and you always knew it, but when you state it out loud to somebody, you're like, wow, I never thought of it that way. You know what I mean? And then somebody else, like David, or when you're communicating, somebody will say it and you're like, wow, you looked at it at a different angle that I never thought of. You knew it, but you need somebody to confront it. And that's what the real power of a mastermind is. You have to be around people that are thinking in different ways. It's proven when you have multiple people collaborating on something, your expertise in one area, your expertise in one area, your expertise in my expertise, and we all put that perspective together, there's something that you can get out of this room that nobody else can give you. And that's why we bring these people together for a real mastermind. Helping people. Literally giving people everything you got, literally the best you got, without even asking for anything. Don't ask for anything. So many people, they try to go for a sale right away. They try to make a quick buck. If you go in for the long run, if you go for the long term and you think about it, what I do today, 2 years from now, is going to help me. But after you have that mentality and you do it, you start from day one and you do that for the next 2 years, you'll start to see the snowball effect. I had Louis Foreman. He came on my show. It was big. I was in the inventor space because I invented Arctic Stick. And he came on to talk about patents, everything else. At the end of every show, I always, and you should always do this, or any situation, here's what I do, my expertise, how can I help you? And he's like, oh, I appreciate you having the show, but you know what? Maybe I'll get you in my magazine. I have Inventor's Digest. And right there, I'm like, oh, okay. Got the podcast show. I did something that most people don't do, is follow up. You know how many people lose opportunities? I know, David, you're going to talk about this later, because they don't follow up. You have to follow up. I followed up. I literally, within 2 hours, I sent him, and this is why you should invest in professional photos. I sent him a photo shoot. I had this one photo of me like holding my tie up, and I knew, I'm like, this is a great shot. I sent all these photos. I gave a great story. I gave it to him, and they're going to give me a story, but I didn't know. It wasn't until I was in Phoenix, Arizona. It was a day actually, I just got off NBC 12, and I got a call, and somebody called, and they're like, the plaque people, like, hey, I see you're on the cover of this magazine. We want to like give you a plaque. I'm like, what? I made the cover of a national magazine, which for me is credibility. It all started for me not asking for anything in return and building a relationship with one guy. It was John Lee Dumas. And I just helped him.
Once it got dark outside, I built up a campfire so we could all sit around it and share our stories and obstacles in business and give each other feedback on how to get better. That is what a real mastermind is all about. Group collaboration.
I'm not focused on the how, I'm focused on the why.
How my parents kind of brought me up to be, you work hard for everything you have. You know, my adopted mom and dad, which are my mom and dad now, and this is kind of where my journey started. I went to college, I got a scholarship for being adopted, so it kind of all ties back to me being a foster care, being adopted. So I got a scholarship, and that scholarship actually paid for me to go to YUC. I met Brandon. I saw Brandon. I was intrigued by entrepreneurship, you know, making money and just being your own boss. And I've just always been so headstrong. Like, nobody could ever tell me no. Nobody could ever tell me what to do. And I just loved that. I was such a leader. Even when I was little, you know, I was like the leader of the group. You know, let's go play this, let's do that. And it's always been like that for me. And it's just, I don't know if that was something I was born with or what, but yeah, I went to YUC, I was inspired, and I sat there and I was like, I know I have something special. I know there's something different about me, and I decided to write my book. So I connected with Brandon, and I decided to join the Accelerator. So I joined the Accelerator, wrote my book in 30 days, became an Amazon bestseller, and I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew I had to do something. I knew I wasn't happy. I knew I needed more, and I knew I was more. I didn't want to go to college, work a 9-to-5 job. I knew that wasn't me. So I did that, and things just kind of, the snowball effect we keep talking about, it kept happening. You know, Brandon introduced me to Travis. Travis saw my story. He kind of took me on as a mentee. He's my mentor kind of thing, and it's just, we worked so well together, and now he's coaching me to speak. I just got my first paid speaking gig in October. Very excited. And it's just, it blows my mind, like, the things that can happen, and you never thought, like, I came from nothing, and you know, I worked so hard to make a voice for myself when I was always told I was going to be nothing. And now that I'm finding that power and know what I can do to inspire people, it's just, phenomenal. So my next steps are starting a podcast. I told Brandon today I had a little epiphany, like brain moment, and I want it to be called the Foster 50. So I want to travel to every single 50 state, and I want to interview either a social worker or a foster parent or a foster kid, and just get the story. What happened or what's different in the state, and just tour. It's crazy. It's hard to put into words, like everything that's going on, but.
Wow.
Great.
That was quite.
I'm a rambler, so like
the
I.
path that you're on, it was clear. It was concise, and the path that you're on is so awesome.
So they're getting ready to set up. David's about to speak. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go for a little spin. I'm excited to see the workshop David has planned for us. He has come a long ways in life. He has went from homeless to traveling the world and becoming the top 40 urban innovator under 40 in the US, and has given multiple TED Talks about his journey in life.
They're gonna kind of share a little bit about themselves, so that in a different kind of a way, personal, professional, and then
Maybe random facts that nobody knows about him.
and then they will introduce each other to the group. Then we'll go through, and then you'll introduce each other. All right, time's up.
This is David France, and he is strong about traditions.
Her desire is to be able to travel around.
She is now teaching at the lowest level, meaning children.
She speaks 4 languages. She's been to, was it 32 or 52?
32.
32 countries.
There's something that can help them really connect with who they are.
We all have something that happened to us, and because of what happened, we're now using that to push forward, to help other people.
I'm curious what it was like to hear yourself being described. Like, what was that experience like?
I can't do it myself. I can't market myself the way that, or tell the story the way that she did.
It's almost humbling and surreal, and you're like, wow, I am doing that. Like, and you're proud of yourself. It finally feels good that someone generally sees that and understands it.
You need somebody else to say it. And that's why in a mastermind group, people are saying things, and then you can see it that you can't see. You know it. One little tweak, one little pivot could be your overnight success that you've been looking for. And that's why you're surrounded by people like this, to give you that pivot to make to your overnight success.
For me, like, the number one way to form powerful, meaningful connections is just kind of what we just did. Authenticity and being yourself. For me, one of my biggest fears is being misunderstood. And so giving you guys a chance to really unpack yourselves in different kinds of ways. So like contrasting ways, dreams, and then hearing it back. I feel more connected to you guys, and hopefully feel more connected to each other.
One thing I've been able to do too in the past is bring people together that believe in the vision, and at no cost. They're taking their knowledge and bringing it to you to do it. And also, because they're a part of it, they'll do whatever it takes to make it succeed. So there's advantage there that money can't buy. And that's the problem. Sometimes money is what makes it corrupted, where it's a disadvantage. And that's why I don't ever want to get investment. I want to do it the creative way, because in the long run, it's much better. Being able to hear somebody out and then targeting your conversation in a way to mutually connect. Maybe you both had experience with your mom, or maybe you both had experience where you played football together. For me, I've connected some people, hey, I played rugby in college. That's interviewing. That's like looking at the interview. The art of doing an interview is leading that conversation in a way to, for one, get the mutual connection, find out more about them, and then knowing how to attack it in a way to connect.
I think really through these connections, we really have access to not only everything that you might need, but professionally, but I really believe that relationships is a really important key to something that really adds, that makes life really meaningful. And investing in them, you not only invest in yourself, but I think you might even change someone else's life.
Once we got done with David's workshop, I wanted to get everyone practice being on camera and coach them through creating their own promotional video.
Let me do it again.
Hi, my name's Nicole Zion Cox.
We help entrepreneurs raise the value.
Don't mess with it.
It's teaching our next generation of leaders
To bring more people in the door on a regular basis.
And my goal is to educate, motivate, and inspire everyone to have a voice in foster care.
You're a content creator, you're out there making things, we can help you make more.
Oh,